Hi dear students, listen. In the last class we are discussed about complex compounds level 3 objective questions. So 5 over. Now let's see the sixth question. What is the sixth question dear students? The sixth question is uh, among the following which are ambidentate ligands. Okay students, now we'll discuss about that ambidentate ligands. Ambidentate ligand means these are monodentate ligands. Monodentate ligands which are having two donor atoms, having two donor atoms called as a ambidentate ligands. Let's see that in the given options. The first one is NO2 minus. The NO2 minus has two donor atoms are present. The nitrogen and oxygen has two donor atoms present. So that's why it is a ambidentate ligand, as well as SCN minus, thiocyanate ion. So here also two donor atoms are present. The sulfur and nitrogen atoms are two donor atoms. So that is E. Now the answer is A and E. A and E option. Fourth option is correct. So NO2 minus and thiocyanate ion, SCN minus, both are ambidentate ligands. Both are ambidentate ligands. Ambidentate ligands means the monodentate ligand. Ambidentate ligands means there are one type of monodentate ligands only, but they having two donor atoms are present. Out of the two donor atoms, one atom is bonded with the central metal atom or central metal ion. So such type of ligands are called as a ambidentate ligand. So the sixth answer is a fourth option. Let's see the seventh question, dear students. What is the seventh question? The seventh question is the number of donor sites or donor atoms present in DMG, dimethyl glyoxane. First one, DMG, dimethyl glyoxane. Let's see the structure of dimethyl glyoxane. Oxanes means N double bond, C double bond and OH. Groups are present, those are called as oxanes. So it is two donor atoms are present. Number of donor atoms. The number of donor atoms for DMG, dimethyl glyoxame, is 2. Now let's see the second ligand is glycinato ion. Glycinato, GLY, glycinato ion is also two donor atoms containing ligand. It is amino acid, glycine, NH2 bond COO minus. Here two donor atoms are present. Next, third one is diethylene triamine. Diethylene triamine. Diethylene triamine. Let's see the structure of diethylene triamine. CH2 bond CH bond NH bond CH2 bond CH2 bond NH2. Here diethylene triamine. Okay, this is a diethylene triamine. Here, three donor atoms are present. Three nitrogen donor atoms are present. The last one is EDTA, hexamethylene diamine. EDTA, EDTA, hexamethylene diamine has six donor atoms are present. It is the hexadentate ligand. It's very clear, dear students. CH2 bond CH2 bond N H. Hexamethylene EDTA, ethylene diamine tetraacetate. Ethylene diamine tetraacetate. This is the structure of EDTA, ethylene diamine tetraacetate. CH2 COO minus and CH2 COO minus. Here also CH2 COO minus and CH2 COO minus. Here total 6 donor atoms are present. Now the answer is so DMG, dimethylene dimethyl glyoxane has 2 donor atoms are present, glycinate ion is 2 donor atoms are present, and diethylene triamine has 3 donor atoms, and EDTA has 6 donor atoms are present. Now the answer is 2 comma 2 comma 3 and 6. So the first option is correct. Okay students, now let's see that eighth question. What is that eighth question? What is the correct IUPAC nomenclature of K3FeCN6? K3FeCN6, iron is the central atom. It is a positive complex. The coordination sphere having 3 units positive charges present. So the positive complex compounds are present, then the central metal atom name is same. Now, sorry, it is not positive against the students. It will be ionized to get 3K plus FeCN6 3 minus, negative coordination complex. On the coordination sphere 3 units negative charge is present. That's why it is negative complex compound. In the negative complex compound, the central metal ion ends with ATE, 8 ferrate. On its oxidation number is +3. The central ion oxidation number is +3 because of potassium oxidation number is +1, and cyanide ion's oxidation number is -1. Now the iron oxidation state is +3. Its IUPAC nomenclature is potassium hexacyanoferrate 3. Potassium hexacyanoferrate 3. Second option is correct. Okay. Let's see for next question. Ninth question, dear students. It's very easy. The related to isomerism concept. Which of the following has the largest number of isomerisms? Okay, let's see the first option. Ruthenium NH3 4 times Cl2. It is Ma4 Ma4 C2 type of complex compound. It shows only geometrical isomerism. Geometrical isomerism only. Let's see the second one. The second one, Ma5B type of complex. It does not shows any isomerism. And third one is iridium PH3 twice HCO. It is a square planar complex compound. Square planar complex shows geometrical isomerism. Next, the last one is MAA. It is ethylene diamine is the bidentate ligand. MAA twice Cl2 means MAA twice B2 type of complex. It shows both geometrical isomerism and optical isomerism. Both geometrical and optical isomerism. Okay, that's why it has 2 geometrical isomers are present, and cis and trans. Cis and trans. The trans is meso compound, and cis is optically active. It forms cis L and cis D compounds. So total 3 isomers are present. Three stereoisomers are present. So large number of isomers are present for CO, En twice Cl2 plus. This complex has more number of isomers because it has 2 geometrical isomers and 3 optical isomers are present. The total stereoisomers are 3. Okay students. Now the first complex only shows geometrical isomerism, like 1 cis and trans. Only 2 geometrical isomers or 2 stereoisomers are present. The second compound does not show any geometrical and optical isomerism. Third one shows only geometrical isomerism, cis and trans. Fourth one shows geometrical and as well as optical isomerism. Now the cis geometrical isomer is optically active, trans is optically inactive due to the presence of a plane of symmetry. Due to the presence of a plane of symmetry. Cis compound shows cis geometrical isomer is optically active. It is shows D and L isomers. Total number of stereoisomers are 3. Okay, so the large number of isomers are present for fourth option. Let's see the 10th question, dear students. 10th question. Which of the following compound shows optical isomerism? Optical isomerism. Now the first option, if you are observed that CrC2O4 thrice is very important. This is like that C2O4 oxalate ion is like a bidentate ligand. The two donor atoms are same. AA type of bidentate ligand. It is MAA thrice plus or minus N. So like complex, it shows optical isomerism. Optical isomerism only. Optical isomerism only, does not show geometrical isomerism. So that it has two optical isomers are present, and D compound and L compound, D and L. So the answer is first option. Let's see that 11th question, dear students. The 11th question is, which are the following pairs, both complex, do not shows optical isomerism? Both pairs do not shows optical isomerism. So that is, let's see that third option. The 11th question answer is a third option. Why it is correct means because the PT Cl2En ethylene diamine, this complex is a square planar complex and coordination number 4. Coordination number 4 with square planar complex compounds are present, does not shows a optical isomerism. And NiCl2Br2 2 minus, it is a tetrahedral complex with coordination number 4. Tetrahedral complex with coordination number 4 like Ma2B2 type of complex. It does not show optical isomerism. So the answer is third option is correct. Optical isomerism. Okay, students. So the third option is correct. Let's see that first option, cis compound exhibits optical isomerism, optical active. But trans is optically inactive. It is does not show optical isomerism. Optical isomerism does not show. Next, the second option, MCOEN thrice ethylene diamine. The donor atoms are same. That's it shows optical isomerism. And cis En twice Cl2. This is also shows optical isomerism. But the question is which pairs? The pairs both does not shows optical isomerism. Both does not shows optical isomerism means third option. Let's see the fourth option. CO NO3 thrice NH3. It does not shows optical isomerism, but cis compound. It is coordination number 6 with platinum En twice Cl2. The cis compounds with coordination number 6 always shows geometrical isomerism. So the answer is a third option. Let's see the 12th question. What is the 12th question, dear students? The given four options, which pairs are optically active isomers. Generally, optically active means enantiomeric pairs are always optically active. So the enantiomeric pairs means non-superimposable mirror images. Non-superimposable mirror images are called enantiomers. Non-superimposable mirror images are called enantiomers. These are always optically active. Optically active. So like non-superimposable mirror image relationship is present for 2 and 4. 2 and 4 structures are non-superimposable mirror images. Non-superimposable mirror images. Hence, they exhibit optical isomerism. So the answer is third option. See, this is the first one and fourth one. If you observe that first and fourth, they are non-superimposable mirror images. Non-superimposable mirror images. See 2 and 4. This 2 and 4th compounds are non-superimposable mirror images. Those are optically active isomers. So the answer is third option. Let's see that. Next question. 13th question, dear students. 13th question. What type of isomerism is shown by the given complex? Let's see, observe the structure of the given complex. The given complex CONH3 4 times Br2 and Cl. It contains coordination number is 6. Coordination number is equal to 6. It is Ma4B2 type of complex. Ma4B2 type of complex means shows geometrical isomerism. Shows geometrical isomerism, and this chloride negative ions. Anionic pair is there. The chloride ions will be exchanged from coordination pair to anionic pair to coordination pair, and bromide ions will comes outside and exhibits ionization isomerism also. That ionization isomer is CONH3 4 times Cl Br and Br. So it is a ionization isomerism. Ionization isomerism. Okay, so the given complex CONH3 4 times Br2Cl exhibits both geometrical isomerism as well as a ionization isomerism. So the answer is a third option. Let's see the 14th question, dear students. Which of the following doesn't have optical isomerism? Doesn't have optical isomerism means second option is does not show optical isomerism. Is like a A3B3 type of complex. Ma3B3 type of complex does not show optical isomerism. Optically inactive, but shows only geometrical isomerism. Shows only geometrical isomerism. So 14th question answer is a second option. Okay, students. Let's see 15th question. The 15th question. What is the 15th question, dear students? K3FeCN6 should have the spin-only magnetic moment asked. See the given complex K3FeCN6. So the iron is a central atom and iron oxidation state. Oxidation state of iron is +3. Okay, and Cn is a strong field ligand. Strong field ligands. If strong field ligands are present, the electrons spin pairing takes place against to the Hund's rule. Iron +3 electronic configuration is argon 3d5. Argon 3d5. 3d5 means according to CFT theory, crystal field splitting theory, the electron configuration is T2g5 Eg0. T2g5 Eg0 means the number of unpaired electrons. Triply degenerate orbitals means 3 d orbitals are present. Out of the 3 d orbitals, 5 electrons we need to distribute. So first 2 will be paired and 1 unpaired electron is present. N is equal to 1. The number of unpaired electrons 1 means its magnetic moment nu is equals to root over n into n plus 2 Bohr magnetons. Where n is equal to 1 means root 1 or 1 into 1 plus 2 is equals to root 3 Bohr magnetons. Root 3 value is 1.73 Bohr magnetons. In the options only just root values only they gave. So here options are wrong. Okay, students. So here actually the root 35 not. It is just root 3 Bohr magnetons only. So the correct answer is a third option with root 3 Bohr magnetons. Okay, let's see the 16th question. Which one of the following complex is an outer orbital complex? Outer orbital complex. Okay, with coordination number 6. Outer orbital complex means outer d orbitals are involving in hybridization according to VDT theory. It is very easy, dear students. Now D8, D9 and D10 electronic configuration is present with coordination number 6, either strong field ligands or weak field ligands. They have either strong field ligands or weak field ligands present present with D8, D9, D10 electronic configuration is present with coordination number 6, having either strong field ligands or weak field ligands, always forms outer orbital complex or outer sphere complexes only. Outer orbit or outer sphere complex. Outer sphere complex only. Okay, students, outer sphere complexes only. Now let's check that iron in the first complex, FeCN6 4 minus means iron oxidation state is +2. Iron +2 means iron +2 means D6, 3D6. 3D6 means that it is inner orbital complex. Inner orbital complex. Mn CN6 4 minus, here the manganese in +2 oxidation state. Manganese in a +2 oxidation state. So here also the Cn and NH3 are strong field ligands only. Then it is also 3D6. This is a inner orbital complex. Next one is cobalt NH3 6 times 3 plus. The cobalt atomic number is 27. That cobalt 3 plus is 3D6. D6 means it is also inner orbital complex only. But nickel complex they gave NiNH3 6 times 2 plus. Nickel +2. The NH3 is strong field ligand and neutral ligands. The nickel oxidation number is +2. Its electronic configuration is 3D8. D8 means the electrons, mostly the electronic configuration is T2G6 and EG2. T2G6 and EG2. It forms outer orbital complex, outer sphere complex or outer orbital complex only. So what we want, dear students, we want outer orbital complex. That is fourth option. Okay. So here very important note is D8, D9 and D10 electronic configuration is present with coordination number 6. They have either strong field ligands or weak field ligands present. Then they forms always outer orbital complexes only. Instead of strong field ligands are present D7 or D6, D5, D3 like electronic configuration is present. Then they forms always inner sphere complexes only. Inner sphere complexes only. Okay, students. Let's see that 17th question. 17th question. The 17th question is we have to arrange that correct magnetic nature, paramagnetic nature or magnetic moment values. So that chloride ions MnCl6 2 minus. That chloride ions are weak field ligands. Then the electrons are distributed according to Hund's rule. So this Mn manganese electronic configuration is Mn+2. Okay, Mn+2 electronic configuration is 3D5. These electrons are filled according to Hund's rule only. Then T2G3, Eg2. Then N is equals to 5. N is equal to 5 means its magnetic moment is equals to √5 into 5 plus 2 is equals to 5.9 Bohr magnetons. 5.9 Bohr magnetons. Next, see that COCl4. Actually, sorry dear students, the given complex is with coordination number 4 only, MnCl4 2 minus. MnCl4 2 minus, MnCl4 2 minus and magnetic configuration only. Manganese electronic configuration is +2. Sorry, manganese oxidation number is +2 means 3D5. Then it is also weak field ligand means so the electrons are distributed according to Hund's rule means N is equal to 5. The second one is COCl4 2 minus, then cobalt in +2 state. Oxidation number is present, cobalt +2, then it is 3D7. D7 means it is chloride ions also weak field ligands. Then number of unpaired electrons, n is equals to d5 means how many unpaired electrons are present here, students? 3 unpaired electrons are present. And the third complex is FeCN6 4 minus. FeCN6 4 minus means it is a coordination number 6 octahedral complex, and Cn is a strong field ligand. The strong field ligands are present, electrons are pairing takes place against to the Hund's rule. Now here iron oxidation state is plus 2. Plus 2 means 3d6 means the n is equal to 0. All electrons are pair takes place. Now the first one having more magnetic moment, n is equal to 5 means nu is equals to 5.9 Bohr magnetons. N is equal to 3 means nu is equals to 3.9 Bohr magnetons. N equal to 0 means nu is equals to 0. So the first option is correct. Okay, students, let's see that next 18th question. Which one of the following cyano complex would exhibits the lowest value of magnetic behavior? Lowest value of magnetic behavior means n value is less. N value is less. N value which having n value is less, it has a lower paramagnetic behavior. Or n value is like here the first complex FeCN6 3 minus, FeCN6 3 minus, iron in plus 3 oxidation state. Iron plus 3 means it is a 3d5 and a strong field ligand. Cn is a strong field ligand. Strong field ligands are present means electrons are pairing takes place against to the Hund's rule. Then n is equals to 1. It's completely paired. That 5 electrons are paired like this. First 2 will be paired and 1 unpaired electrons. Remaining 2 vacant d orbitals are present. Now the second one is COCN6 3 minus, cobalt in plus 3 oxidation state. Cobalt plus 3 means it is also 3d6 electronic configuration is present. Cobalt Z is equals to 27. Z is equal to 27 means 3d 7 4s2. 3d7 4s2 means we have to remove 3 electrons means cobalt 3 plus d6 means all electrons are paired, n is equal to 0. So lower paramagnetic means it is nu value is 0 and diamagnetic nature. Diamagnetic and having very least paramagnetic nature. So the answer is a second option. So the answer is a second option. Okay, students. Now this chromium CN6 means chromium is in plus 3 oxidation state. Chromium plus 3 means its electronic configuration is 3d 3d3 d3 either strong field ligand means its electrons are filled T2g3 is 0. Then n is equal to 3. N is equal to 3. And fourth complex is Mn present in plus 2 oxidation. Mn iron oxidation number is plus 3. Iron Mn manganese plus 3 means its electronic configuration is 3d4. Electronic configuration is 3d4 means T2g 4 only. All electrons are paired, then n is equals to actually it is 2 minus 1. Here 2 minus iron in Mn plus 2, it is 3d5 electronic configuration, T2g5 n is equals to 1. So the least magnetic nature is COCN6 3 minus. Second option is correct. So how can we identify the least magnetic nature means which having very less number of unpaired electrons are present. It has lowest magnetic nature. Lowest magnetic nature. Okay, students. So the answer is a second option. Okay, now let's see that 19th question. 19th question is very, very important regarding coordination number 4 with nickel, tetrachloronickelate 2 ion and tetracyanonickelate 2 ions. Which statement is incorrect? We need to identify. NiCl4 2 minus. Okay, now the nickel iron oxidation state is +2. It is 3d8 electronic configuration, and it is weak field ligands. Weak field ligands means the number of unpaired electrons n is equal to 2. Number of unpaired electrons, because the 8 electrons are filled according to Hund's rule. Like n is equals to 2 unpaired electrons are present, its hybridization is sp3 and tetrahedral geometry. sp3 tetrahedral geometry, n is equal to 2 and paramagnetic nature. Okay, and the oxidation state is equals to +2. This oxidation state is +2 means generally its primary valency is equals to oxidation state is equal to 2. Now the second complex NiCN4 2 minus. NiCN4 2 minus means nickel is the central atom. Its Cn is a mono-negative ligand and strong field ligands. Strong field ligands are present. Electrons are pairing takes place against to the Hund's rule. It is 3d8 electronic configuration, but all electrons are paired. All electrons are paired, but inner one n minus 1d orbital is vacant, n minus 1d orbital is present. That's why n is equal to 0. It's a diamagnetic nature. Diamagnetic. And its hybridization is square planar. And square planar geometry hybridization is dsp2 hybridization. And oxidation state is equal to +2. So its primary valency is equal to oxidation state is equal to +2. So which statement is incorrect we need to identify. Let's see the fourth statement. The two complexes NaCl4 minus and NaCN4 minus difference in the primary valencies. So the primary valence is not different. Primary valence is same only, but geometry is different and hybridization is different. Magnetic nature is different. Geometry for NaCl4 minus is sp3 and NiCN4 minus is dsp2 hybridization. Tetrahedral and square planar. One is nickel with weak field ligands in +2 oxidation state, paramagnetic. Nickel with strong field ligands +2 oxidation state is diamagnetic nature. That is very, very important. Okay, students, let's see that 20th question. 20th question, what they gave, dear students. The 20th question, 21 over, now 22. CrH2O 6 times 3 plus has magnetic moment is 3.83 Bohr magnetons. The correct distribution of electrons in chromium complex they asked. Let's see that 22. It is very clear. CrH2O 6 times Cl3. That chromium oxidation state is +3 and it is a weak field ligands. So the weak field ligands are present a chromium 3 plus. The electrons are distributed according to Hund's rule. Chromium 3 plus means 3d3. The electrons are distributed according to Hund's rule. Means one electron only. The remaining two vacant d orbitals are present. Now its electronic configuration is it is T2G3 and EG0. Means 3D dxy1 and 3d yz1 and 3d zx1. Okay, one electron first, because it is octahedral complex. Octahedral complex with coordination number is 6 means octahedral complex according to CFT theory. According to CFT, crystal field splitting theory, D3 means 3 electrons are present in d orbitals. That 3 electrons are splitting. How they will be split, dear student? The d electrons in octahedral complex as T2G3 and EG. That 3 electrons are present in T2G orbitals only. T2G orbitals, what are there? dxy, dyz and dzx. So the correct electronic configuration is dxy1, dyz1, dzx1. So the first option is correct. Okay, students, let's see the 23rd question. Which are the following octahedral complexes with delta naught V is highest? Strong, which is strong? All central atoms are cobalt only, cobalt and cobalt. But here Cn, C2O4 2 minus and ethylene diamine and NH3 and H2O. So the central metal is same and oxidation state is same, coordination number is same, then ligand strength, ligand strength increases, then delta naught value increases. Among that, CN is strong field ligand. CN is a strong field ligand, that's why it has the highest delta naught value. Highest delta naught value. So the ligand strength is CN is more strong field ligand, and then NH3, and then C2O4 2 minus, and then H2O. That's why this first complex having more delta naught value when compared with the fourth complex, and then second complex, and then third complex. Okay, this is their delta naught value order also, because the delta naught is directly proportional to ligand field strength. Ligand field strength. Ligand field strength. If ligand field strength increases, the delta naught value will be increases. So first option is correct. Okay, students. Let's see that 24th question. The tendency of which of the following is the correct Irving William orders or the ligand field strength. The 24th answer is first option is correct. Nickel forms highly in a 3D series. The atomic number is increases, then the ligand tendency of formation of complex compound strength will be increases. So the answer is first option. So Mn plus 2 has less when compared to Fe plus 2 and cobalt plus 2 and nickel plus 2. In plus 2 oxidation state, number of d electrons increases, the tendency of formation of complex strength will be increases. First option is correct. Okay, let's see that 25th question, dear students. 25th question, according to crystal field strength, electrochemical series, crystal field strength, the correct crystal field strength is CN is strong field ligand. CN is strong field ligand. Later NO2 minus, NO2 minus, after that oxalate ion, and then fluoride ion, and then chloride ion. So the correct ligand field strength is first option is correct according to spectrochemical series. Okay, so if the ligand field strength increases, their delta naught value will be increases, the stability of complexes also will be increases. Let's see the 26th question, dear students. 26th question, which of the following ligands is called pi acceptor ligands? Only pi acceptor. Pi acceptor means it's very clear, dear students. Strong field ligands. Strong field ligands are present. Those are called sigma acceptor and sigma donor and pi acceptors. Sigma donor and pi acceptor ligands. Pi acceptor ligands. So sigma donor and pi acceptor ligands are called strong field ligands. Among that, CN, CO, CN minus and NO plus, all are strong field ligands only. All are strong field ligands only. So this CO, CN minus and NO plus are strong field ligands. That's why these strong field ligands are sigma donors and pi acceptors. Because why they act as a pi acceptor ligands? Because they can involving in back bonding effect also. It is mainly, it is very clear in metal carbonyl. CO is strong field ligands. So that carbonyl group can form sigma bond as well as pi bond with central metal ions. That's why strong field ligands are acts as a sigma donors and pi acceptors. So see, the answer is 1, 2, 3. These all. What about weak field ligands, dear students? Weak field ligands are only sigma donors. Those are not pi acceptors. Okay. So this we have to remember. Now this is Fe CO 5 times. It is a metal carbonyl. It is a metal carbonyl group, and CO is a strong field ligand. That's why that iron and CO in between metal and carbon forms partial double bond character is formed. It has sigma and pi bond character, both are present. So both sigma and pi character is present in between metal and carbonyl group. Okay, students. So the answer is fourth option. So this is about some important concepts related to complex compounds questions. Okay.